What is the greatest comeback to an insult you've ever heard? Younger lady was acting like a total bitch in this restaurant to the staff, and this middle-aged lady said, "Oh honey, you're not pretty enough to act like that." In a heated argument, my mom called my brother a son of a bitch. He replied, "You got that right." As a pain in the ass child, I was getting yelled at by my dad, probably for doing something dumb or dickheaded. My dad had it with my bullshit and yelled, "Listen here, you son of a bitch." I retorted, "It's not very nice to talk about mom like that, Dad. 0 would not recommend." A friend of mine in first-year university had never really dated any girls yet. This dumb meathead that we were kind of friends with told him, "When you do get a girlfriend, I'm totally going to fuck her." He responded, "If I had a girlfriend that would fuck you, her cheating on me wouldn't be the issue." Not quite an insult, but I still think of this comeback to this day. I have 2 little brothers and it was my dad's birthday, so the semi-extended family were all at a restaurant to celebrate. I had just graduated from my dad's alma mater, and my middle brother was currently a junior there. My youngest brother, a freshman, however, opted to go to state school. At one point my uncle said, "So, youngest brother, how does your dad feel about you breaking the trend of our last name men going to alma mater?" My little bro thought for a moment and then said, "Well, he probably doesn't mind considering I also broke the trend of not being able to get higher than a 3.0. The table exploded and my other brother and I just stared at each other across the table like, holy fuck, did we just get brutally murdered? It's especially funny because my little bro was one of those shy high school kids who went off to college and came back fun and socially confident. I was hoping that development would happen, I just never expected it to stab me in the fucking face. 1. Everyone thinks you're an asshole. 2. Well, you know what everyone thinks about you? Nothing. No one ever thinks about you. I know I don't. My dear grandmother. She had a quick and savage wit. My fiancé and I held a meet the whole family get together at my house. It was the first time his father met my grandmother. His dad was a large, physically intimidating man with a beer gut. He began telling stories to my grandmother about how my fiancé was a mischief maker when he was young, then told my grandmother how he would take off his belt and whip Joe for being bad. My frail little grandmother stares directly at my hubby's dad's tummy and says, "Your belt? However could you find it?" Future father-in-law was gobsmacked. Random kid, I bet you can't see your penis in the shower. My friend, nope, only your mom's head. Yes, I know this comeback was taken from somewhere, but that doesn't make it worse. Gordon Ramsay asks his daughter on camera, "So what's it like being the daughter of the most famous chef in the world?" His daughter replies, "I wouldn't know, Jamie Oliver's not my dad." Boom. Roasted. Was once criticized by an older family member for having a stray tooth that gave me a bit of a craggy smile as an adolescent. It has settled in nicely. I was raised to not criticize what people can't help and to give compliments where possible, and so I did just that, sorta. Aunt, nice crocodile smile. Me, thanks. Aunt, it's just that tooth, you know, makes your smile all crooked, but it's not that bad. You could get it fixed. Me, I suppose, but I know I'll never have teeth as nice as yours are. They are like stars. Aunt, like stars? You mean as in bright? Me, no, as in they come out at night. My uncle had given me a book called 1001 Insults for Every Occasion a while earlier, and that gem was in it. From Casablanca. Ugarte, you despise me, don't you? Rick, if I ever gave you any thought I might. Michael Ginsberg, I feel bad for you. Don Draper, I don't think about you at all. When I was in middle school many years ago, a bully was teasing an awkward kid about not being able to get girls and being gay and never being able to get laid. Another bully spoke up to the first bully and said, "Bitch, you ain't had pussy since pussy had you," and the entire class and the teacher started laughing. The original bully shut up. Update, teacher didn't start belly laughing with everyone in the middle of the class. This occurred between classes, as students were coming in. Teacher definitely heard, definitely smiled, and stifled his laugh. IIRC, he said, "Knock it off boys, time for class to begin." Nobody clapped. No principal came in and clapped. This happened 30 years ago. Bully 1 is a police officer now. Bully 2 is a semi-truck driver. Awkward kid is a mechanical engineer. A neighborhood kid was picking on my daughter, and she replied with, "I'm sorry you are so sad." Kid just walked away. Lunch lady got me in front my whole class. Tuna fish was for lunch. I said, tuna fish, I'd rather a shit sandwich. Quote. Without missing a beat, this 80-year-old lady fires back, wait right there, I can make you one in the back. Needless to say, I went with the tuna. Are you retarded? Why? Are you starting a club? I heard a story once about some girls in an elevator who were insulting some black guy in another language they thought he didn't understand, Hindi I think, specifically commenting on his ugly black face. Apparently the guy waited till the elevator reached his floor, looked at them, and in perfect Hindi said, better to have an ugly face than an ugly heart, and left. Go fuck yourself, fuck me yourself, you coward. A girl told me if I took my shirt off at the beach the glare would blind everyone, because I was so pale. I told her, at least when I go the beach people don't try to push me back into the sea. Winston Churchill is attributed some great ones. Lady Astor, Mr. Churchill, you're drunk. Churchill, yes madam, and you are ugly, but tomorrow I shall be sober. And also Lady Astor, Winston, if you were my husband, I'd poison your tea. Churchill, Nancy, if I were your husband, I'd drink it. Was jokingly asked out to year 10 formal prom in front of whole class by a popular girl who definitely had no interest in me. I without a moment's hesitation say no thanks Lauren. I have standards, whole class and teacher lost it. Sitting in a bar at 3 a.m. off of Bourbon Saint, the windows are just open shutters. Dude who just left the bar leans in on our table to shout at some friends still in the bar. One of our group makes a silly, snide comment. Dude leaning in smacks the table with an open palm and says, everybody who ever loved you was wrong. Then he walks away without looking back. We still revel in that story. Who the fuck are you? I'm the guy who does his job, you must be the other guy. Does your ass ever get jealous of the shit that comes out of your mouth? I don't go down to the docks and take sailors' dicks out of your mouth, so why do you hassle me at work? During my university days, I ran into a acquaintance of mine, and I was holding a Green Lantern graphic novel. My friend introduced me to his current girlfriend, and the first thing she says to me while shaking my hand was, aren't comic books for kids? And I replied, aren't those a cups for kids? Honestly, I was in so much shock that someone I just met would say that to me that I replied on instinct. Still my greatest comeback ever. I was playing spades one time and a guy tried to lead the game off with a spade. I told him he couldn't do that, spades have to be broken first. He refused to play by the rules, so I refused to play. He started singing, the wheels on the bus go round and round, to imply that I was acting like a child. He asked me, do you know why I'm singing that? I said, yeah, 'cause I'm taking you to school. A street hustler is trying to hand out, sell CDs and an overweight gentleman walks by and says no thanks. Hustler, if it was a donut, you'd eat it. Tubby, if it was $1, you'd beg for it. I was in first grade and we were on the bus about to go home, and some mean bully yelled at me and it went like this. Bully, hey, my name, why are you so gay? Me, because I like to copy you. Bus, ooh, that was the best comeback I have ever made, and the kid behind me said, ha nice, then like bro slapped my hand and I felt so cool. Later in 7th grade I figured out I was gay, so, checkmate bully. I've been called much worse by people much better. My science teacher assigned a really hard test and almost everyone failed. Everyone complained and she responded with, someone got a 93%, so it's not impossible. Then this one kid in the back said, the answer key doesn't count, Mrs. Teacher. Teacher asks a tough question, Jimmy says the correct answer, Karen. Lol, you're such a nerd, teacher, be nice to him, Karen, he could be your boss someday. Jimmy, it's okay teacher, I have no interest on being a pimp anyway. Whole class losing their minds. Today in one of my classes we were working on a project about careers, and one of the kids shouted, I want to be a male stripper. The teacher responded, I think you might be missing some of the qualifications for that job. Someone once told me I had a face only a mother could love. I responded with, yes, your mother. I was at a Jets home game back when the Giants and them shared Giants Stadium. Someone wearing a Jets jersey says to someone wearing a Miami Dolphins uniform, this is our house. Dude in Miami Dolphins uniform, you're in Giants Stadium, asshole. Lost my shit after that one. The annoying kid of the grade had a spray bottle and kept on spraying it on people even though they asked him to stop, and some girl walked to him and it went something like this, dude, can you stop? Nah, is it the only way you can make a girl wet? In 8th grade this kid yelled in the cramped hallway, hurry up and move, y'all smell like ass, to which I replied, it's 'cause your mouth is too close to your nose. And my junior year of high school this huge girl called me an asswipe for no reason, so I said, "You're just mad I can actually wipe my ass. You're the reason the gene pool needs a lifeguard, ya inbred." I once gave a classmate a penny and told him, "It always feel nice giving money to the poor." He responds with, "Thanks man, with this I can fuck your whore ass mom and still get change." I have read this historical meme where it went like this: British person, you, French people, fight for only money. We, British, fight for honor. French person, well, people fight for what they need the most. I heard this when I was in middle school. Kid 1, your dick is the size of a Tic Tac. Kid 2, so is that why your mom's breath is always minty? Patting myself on the back for this one. I was helping a kid in class and big bully kid said I'm a nerd for helping. Told him, well at least I'm graduating. Whole class went ooh. Thought I had to fight the guy after, so I watched my back the rest of the day. He didn't graduate, got caught with drugs and spent a few years in jail. In Beerfest, when the dark-skinned dude smashes the ping-pong ball through the big German dude's beer mug and then shouts, "How do you like that, fuckhead?" and the German dude just takes a huge bite of broken glass off of the side of his mug and starts chewing it up and shouts back, "How do you like that, headfuck?" I always felt like that was the baddest ass thing that he could have possibly done in that moment. Kid in class, I don't have a problem with people being gay in their houses, I just don't want to see it out in the world. I don't like looking at it, it disgusts me. I don't like looking at ugly people, but nobody is making you wear a bag over your face. In high school, this chubby, fat dude made fun of another guy in class, kept mocking him with his curly hair. This other guy is an introverted, nerdy, quiet guy. Suddenly he goes, "Yeah, well at least I can see my dick." Entire classroom went off. I will always remember that episode. It's been told that former French President Jacques Chirac once made the following comeback, which is legendary in France. Some dude yelled at him, "Connard, it means asshole," roughly. And he answered, "Pleased to meet you, I'm Jacques Chirac."